Hey guys, it's just looking at this incredible photo. Here, I'll share it with you. Hope you're able to see that okay. It's a great black and white photo. My family. This is my mom back when she was about 11 years old, and all of her 6 siblings, her 6 brothers and sisters. It's a big family. This was pretty common back then. This picture was taken in 1945. It's crazy. It's a long time ago. But yeah, I was just, looking at it and thinking about family and identity, past, culture. And I think that, with my patients, it's just so common that culture and identity kind of plays into how they eat, how we all eat. It really plays into how I eat. For the longest time, I think I was completely identified by my culture when it came to food. I would compare everything I ate to something my mom made or something that was made on the island. My family's from Trinidad. And, if it didn't have a Caribbean flavor, it really wasn't good or wasn't done right. And I just think I was really strongly identified by my culture, or I chose to identify with my culture. So instead of saying something like, I'm from Trinidad, my family is from that place, I would say more something like, I am Trinidadian, we are Trinidadian. And so when I would identify with the culture and identify myself as that culture, it was pretty much impossible for me to think of eating in any other way than exactly the way my culture eats. And one of the common things in my culture are sweet drinks. Oh, we love our sweet drinks. If you know anybody who's Caribbean, or if you're Caribbean yourself, you know what I'm talking about. We just, really enjoy our sweet drinks. And so there's all these brands of drinks that you can buy when you're there. And if you happen to live places where there's a strong community of Caribbean people, you can buy these drinks even in things like 7-Eleven. And so growing up, I think I always just, felt that it was appropriate and kind of expected that I would drink these things, and especially juices. I loved juices all the way through, my childhood and into adulthood. In fact, my best man even included it in his speech at my wedding because I was so identified with the juice. But at some point I kind of realized that way of eating and drinking would lead to unhealthy results. It would lead me into probably diabetes, and that's just not what I wanted for myself. So I had to dissociate myself from the culture in that way. It doesn't mean I became less Trinidadian or less than. It just means that I made a different choice where that particular food was concerned. And so how did I do that? How did I, separate myself or dissociate myself? Well, I think the first thing that I needed to do was I needed to recognize it. I needed to develop a certain level of emotional awareness. I had to notice what I was feeling whenever I was confronted with these foods, with these drinks. And I had to notice what that felt like in my body. So this is emotional awareness, when we can notice that we're having an emotional reaction to something and notice how it feels in the body. It's important not to judge or criticize those emotions because they're natural and they're expected. It's just kind of how human beings experience the world. We will have emotions, we will have reactions to things. But I don't judge or criticize them as good or bad because when I say something's good, I want it to hang around forever, and that creates attachment, which can lead to addiction. And when I judge something as bad, then I want to suppress it. And the way that I suppress it is often with other addictive behaviors like sweets, candy, drinks, etc., smoking, alcohol. Those are all ways to suppress our emotions. So developing emotional awareness is important to do, but it's important that it's done without any judgment or criticism. So as I notice what I'm feeling in my body, oh, my chest is getting tight, I start to feel a flutter in my heart starts to pick up in pace. Sometimes it starts to rise up in the chest, up towards my neck, and I could feel it kind of rising up as I get excited about something. Then I know, oh, I'm having a reaction. I'm in an emotional response right now. And so that's the first part, is the awareness of it. And then I might go a little further and say, well, what are the associated thoughts with that emotion? When it comes to food, for me it's often a tie to the past. Something like, that always made me feel better. Whenever I was sad or just facing something really hard or anxious, that always made me feel better. I'm going to go ahead and do that again. So that's my practice of mindfulness, is beginning with an emotional awareness and then recognizing that it's present, being able to experience those emotions without trying to suppress or hold on to them, and then noticing thoughts that go along with it. So that's my practice of mindfulness. But in order for me to really make a change, it's important that I go beyond mindfulness. And that's where I start getting into the practice or the meditation of heartfulness. Heartfulness requires that first I am emotionally aware, that I am able to experience my emotions and notice thoughts that are associated with them. But then I'm also able to shift my energy away from that emotional state, and I'm able to move my thoughts towards the healthier thoughts. So it actually transcends mindfulness and goes further with a shift of energy away from that previous energy. Now, the previous energy was a very addictive type of energy. It was very charged and full of history and past and identity. Heartfulness requires discernment. I need to be able to notice where that feeling is coming from. Is it a loving feeling, or is it a frightened or fearful feeling? The loving feelings are calm. They are filled with love and gratitude and appreciation, and I don't have that tightness in my body. I don't have any pain or discomfort. I'm actually usually very open and comfortable. So what I'm trying to access is that side of my personality, that side of me that is loving, that side of me that wants to align with healthy choices, that side of me that doesn't rush or want to suppress feelings or make things go away or just feel better quickly. I'm trying to access the side of me that has more of a long-term healthy vision. And in that moment, if I can first notice what I'm feeling, feel it, notice the thoughts, then I can say, let me sit with this for a minute. Let me experience this. And then let me shift. Let me pick my more healthy self, my more healthy side of my personality, my loving side, that knows what to do, that knows that I don't really want the soda or the whatever I'm reaching for right now that's not healthy. What I really need is, it might be connection, it might be that I need something simple like hydration. I'm thirsty, I need water. But that loving side is able to discern, and the practice of accessing that loving side and shifting my energy away from that other side of my personality that is that comes from fear, that other side that is really just reacting to what's around it. When I'm accessing that loving side and being able to shift my energy, that is the practice of heartfulness. And that's really what it takes for me to transcend and to go beyond my cultural identity. It's really what I want for all of my patients. I want you all to be able to do that. And so we're going to practice that together. That's what I'm here to help you do. So I hope this is helpful. I'm going to talk some more about heartfulness in the future because I think it's something that can really help people struggling with food choices.